Riddle has been studying the range of human emotion. So I think when Riddle sees like the tears on Sunny's face, she says, "Hey, Sunny, do you remember a couple of hours ago when you did that really cool thing where you caught the tentacle on the Nautiloid ship? I was just thinking about how cool that was. And like, you look so cool when you did that. And I tried to do the same thing, but I got caught in gravity. And then Torvin had to save me.
Gravity is so hard.
Gravity is super hard.
So my associates Ignar and Myril, they will be accompanying you here. You get to the destination, you crack open the thing, you read the thing, you do the thing says, you come back, I gives you some money. Is that good, yeah? Immediately off the starboard side of the ship, not 15 feet away, you all see something appear next to you. Torvin, you know this vessel immediately. It is the Zimblanity, and you served aboard it for many years. The last time you saw it, it was on fire, presumably with all hands aboard lost. I figure, rather than risk any more of me and mine, I'd risk you and yours, Torvin.
Oh, a risk you mission. Okay, now it makes sense.
And as you all are coasting in to recover, apparently the lost vampiric crew of a vessel that Torvin once served upon, which I'm sure is going to be absolutely fine, is a good place for us to stop. Hello and welcome to Legends of the Multiverse, episode 8. This many I can count. I swear I can do it. This is the opposite of serendipity, part 2. I'm not going to do the introductions again because you're watching part 2. You know who all these beautiful people are. Besides, they're all amazing stars of the internet, stage, screen, television. Who knows where you might have seen or heard any or all of us, right? Oh. However, they're in a little bit of a pickle. To give you a quick recap, they were at the Oasis, an outpost, to take on a job because, as we know, everybody's short on coin, short on resources, and although you don't have to eat in the Astral Sea, you do have to eat in Wildspace. Starvation is real. Kaiho was contacted by Hopsol de Merkane, who is just like a good friend, and everybody likes Hopsol, and he's like good to work with all the time, and he always tells the truth. It's good. To go on what was supposed to be a very simple mission. All you had to do was go to this location, crack open a scroll, read it, and do what it says. He sent along 2 trusted assistants, Ignar Airstrider, who is a Hadozi aerialist, and Myril Haldir, who is an astral elf battlemaster or champion? Battlemaster, Skull Kicker, to come and make sure that all would be well. When you all arrived out in the Astral Sea, where time does not pass, and there is just a beautiful, colorful infinity all around you, like a delightful summer day that never ends until something truly terrible happens, you all arrived at your destination, which was a small asteroid field in the middle of space, and you were confronted by the ruins of a star moth, of a astral elf vessel known as the Zimblanity, which Torvin once served upon, which is now crewed by vampire pirates, that Torvin once served with. Captain Aegis and his now first mate and Torvin's former betrothed, Gorgo, after some, colorful interactions with the crew, basically revealed what you were here to do was a rescue mission. To go to the crashed remnants of a Hadozi ship that they had actively chased into this asteroid to wreck and rob, and find if there are any members of the Zemblanity's crew that are still alive aboard and bring them back. He said he sent 2 mates over to recover the booty. I've made it this far without referring to it as booty. I have limits. From the wrecked vessel. They did not return. He then sent 2 more, and they also didn't return. And rather than commit more of his dwindling crew, he figured it would just be easier to call upon his hated rival Torvin and put him and his crew in danger instead. Now we rejoin as the Deciduon is slowly creeping into the asteroids, and up ahead you can see the wrecked flying fish ship embedded in the side of one of the asteroids. It's fairly large, of course. And there it is, floating in the astral abyss.
I'm curious right off the bat, how wrecked are we talking? Is it like incapacitated, or is it like just like, oh no, this is tatters?
Give me either perception or survival, whichever is higher.
Okay, I'm going to activate my Eyes of the Eagle goggles.
I like where this is headed.
Yeah, so that will give me advantage on perception checks dealing with sight.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a 14 on my first draw. Yeah, so 14. It was a 7 on the second.
It is not going to sail in its present shape. Given enough time, it might be restorable. It is, this ship is not designed to land like this, obviously. It is clear when you look that it basically hit and ran aground on board this asteroid. You would kind of need to get closer to it and see just how much damage was done to the front half of it to know if it will ever take to the skies again.
Does it still have power?
There are no lights on.
Okay.
It's Spelljammer vessels don't have power such as it is, but there is no sign of the crew on the deck, and there is no sign of activity. There's also no sign of any vampirates either. It's just a ship floating on the out in the middle of nowhere.
I'm doing the scouting thing. I don't see the crew, but I also don't see any vampirates. Seems to me we right on over. We take a look around. Oh, it's fine, or it's not fine, or whatever, and then we go away. I'm not really the plan kind of person.
May I use my Eyes of the Grave here?
Absolutely. As you open your eyes to sensing undeath, you do, of course, detect the 2 vampirates that stayed aboard. You very much detect the hand. It resonates as undead also. And on board the vessel, you don't detect anything. No undead.
Got it.
And if the vampirates were there, and at least if they were there and okay, they should resonate, but it's possible that they're just too far away. You've only got a range of about 60 feet, so you can't sense the whole entire vessel.
Interesting. I run over to Ignar and I yank on his pants.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, listen.
Yes.
I mean, like homie to homie, like it sounds okay. Like we're fine. But like I only got to see like a little bit, so like you're fine. Probably. So, all right, have fun. And then she jumps up,
I'm not going
smacks
to go
him on the
first.
butt, and then sends him. Oh,
No. I'm not going to go first. We're sending these 2.
Yeah, no, Riddle and I will go ahead. I believe Sunny is more than capable. I mean, still want to do that thing though when I shoot bullets at you and you throw them at people, because I just think that's funny.
It's a little risky, but I think it's kind of cool. And I think our aerialist would really appreciate the like showmanship.
Oh, I love the sound of this. Yeah, it's quite a thing. This is also literally why Myril is here. So
Myril, you notice when they mention your name, you notice these 2 other pirates They're just staring at you. They're not mean mugging you, but I mean, they haven't taken their eyes off of you since you all set out to sail over here.
I'm gonna sleight of hand to turn into a trash can.
Okay, go for it.
I just
Can I
position
climb
my.
inside her? Am I allowed to do that?
Well, she's not actually a trash can. She just looks like a trash can.
You can sit on top of the trash can, so that's a 29.
Where did Riddle go?
Just like the world's nicest trash can on the deck of the ship all of a sudden. Yeah,
It's one of those trash
It
cans
absolutely
where-
is not Riddle.
If you wave your hand above it, like the lid opens, but you just see
Yeah.
eyes.
You know what I saw? I'm going to tell you the kind of trash can you are, because I just saw this techno wizardry yesterday. There's a trash can that's got a little vacuum at the bottom, so when you sweep it to the trash can, and it just sucks everything up. And you wave your hand over it, and it opens. That's the Riddle trash can. It's incredible.
I'm,
some
I'm
rich people stuff.
multifaceted. I have many different purposes.
But, Myrtle, do you say anything to them or engage with them in any way?
Do you mean ill?
They just turn and they look at each other and they just say, "Not to you. Not today, no."
My crew?
And same thing. He looks, and he kind of very much like eyes the ship up and down and he says, "I won't lie to you, under different circumstances, this would be quite all right, Paul. But that's not our purpose today. We just want our brothers and sisters back."
Good. That works for me.
Sid, if any of them get out of line, crush the vampirates.
They turn and they just both look at you, Torvin, and they look back at you, Myrtle, and say, "Some of us don't live by the rules, but we remember what it means to give your word for something. We may not look it, but we're still astral elves in here."
As am I. Sorry to hear that you are not as much as you once were. But once an astral elf, always an astral elf.
One timeless existence traded for another, I think.
But
When you see he extends his hand to you and he says, "My name is Laylex. This is Miles." And you see the other one who hasn't said anything, just sort of nods his head.
must be hard though. When you meditate, you no longer are connected to the vast genetic memories of the astral elves.
Does that give you pleasure, Torvin, that you left us in such a state? Does it please you that you've cut us off from our own kind for all time?
Before you finish asking Torvin whatever you're asking him, have you ever considered that Torvin might have thought you were dead?
Well, I suppose now he knows we are.
Well, I wasn't half wrong.
Okay.
I do have to say, I'm sorry what happened to you and the crew. I was not aware, and I apologize. It's clear that this is very hard for you.
Torvin, are you telling the truth right now?
I don't know, am I?
Hard to say.
I'll say this about Torvin. He's not like all willy-nilly with betrayal and stuff. That's not really his thing. If they were a bunch of awful, terrible people, absolutely he would betray them, just like he didn't care for morale.
I will say you had no grudge with these two. You had quite a difference of opinion with Aegis. But again, this was even for you, Torvin. They're not wrong. It's hard to tell how long you were on the Astral Sea, but even in Wildspace, you haven't seen them in centuries. But you don't remember being mad at them about anything.
It was several hundred years ago, but I will say, I never meant anyone on the ship ill, and I wasn't aware that you were all still alive, so I apologize. If I had known, or if there was something I could have done to help all of you, I would have done it. I'm sorry your current stay, and I should have made fun of it. Your captain comes on a bit strong, as does my ex.
You see, they look at each other, and Lalek steps forward and extends a hand. I can see you couldn't have known it would have come to this.
I truly did not. And I shake their hand.
While you guys were doing all this, I went over to the ship, I rescued everybody, and searched everything.
Back it all up, right? You see
Sunny's
it-
like itching to go. You can see her. She's like, yeah, adventure.
You see Lalex shakes your hand, but you see Miles looks at you and he just goes and spits
Gross.
a giant lug of something right at your feet, Torvin, and turns and walks over to the edge of the ship and just like stands up on it like he's ready to hop off, looking down at the asteroid.
Well, I think that's the universal symbol for vampires that we should get on with the mission. Everybody to battle stations, expect betrayal of some kind. And don't forget, said, squish anyone who messes with anyone on the crew. Kaiho, if we don't come back,
I'll
stay
rescue
here
Sunny and
save us.
Boxy. Yes. Well, oh, yes, all of you. Yeah. Oh, yes. Right.
Yeah,
Rescue
don't do that whole like, no. You are staying for all of us.
All right.
Yeah.
But especially Sunny and Boxy. Okay. Yes. No. Good luck. Yes. Great. Yes.
At least, it'd be nice of you if you'd at least take Riddle. I can make my own.
I can't even find Riddle. There's just the trash can that is up on the deck of the.
It's a very
Boxy
fancy
is-
trash
it-
can. Where did that come from?
I thought she'd already gone over to
Foxy
the.
is at this point holding the trash can, caressing, because she knows exactly where Riddle is. She loves Riddle. This is This is
Right.
Riddle.
You just see
I
a
just
little,
feel it's-
little arm pop out and like put it around Boxy's shoulders.
Just as smart as Kaiho is, and he really is, he has not at all put together that the trash can is Riddle. Just sometimes Riddle's here, sometimes it's like Superman and Clark Kent.
Yeah.
You're like, why does Riddle never
You
see
never
this
see them in
incredibly
the same
dope
room,
Never
right?
seen a trash can
Yes.
and Riddle at the same time.
It's a wonder of engineering, just
Yeah.
like her. I don't know why
Yeah.
she wouldn't be interested in this.
In a room of millions of trash cans, I'll always be able to find Riddle.
Oh.
So
I grab a rope and I jump.
you see, Kaiho does bring the ship in as close as he dares. You notice both of the vampirates just jump across and again hit the side of the asteroid and just kind of stick to it and scramble upwards. The rest of you, same thing, Ignar, you can easily glide over. It's nothing. The rest of you give me athletic checks to see.
I can take Riddle and Boxy with me if they want to hop on, right? Or at least one of them.
How much does Riddle weigh? I mean, she is a machine, so you tell me.
Maybe
I mean,
not
she looks-
Riddle.
I'm
she
just trying to
looks
figure this
small,
out
but-
because she is made out of metal, but she is a
Well,
a
I'm gonna say Riddle's a dense girl, but you could easily carry Boxy. Yes.
Okay, Boxy,
Okay.
you wanna? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I clamber on to Ignar, just haphazardly pulling at hair and legs and clothes, and then just cling on to his face.
I was
from
gonna
behind.
crouch down. No, don't do that. Hold on to the shoulder, not around the neck, not around the neck.
The thing the kids do when they're like, "Oh, carry me."
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So the ship is above us?
Well, again, it's space, so.
From the front of the ship, since it's a regular looking ship,
But
are
it's,
we looking up or down?
the ship is kind of embedded on what's the not starboard? What's the left
Port.
side? Port.
Port.
The port side is wrecked into the asteroid. So Kaiho has kind of come along behind it, where you guys will kind of land on the asteroid behind the ship because it hit and slid. So he kind of can't come like right up to it.
You can always remember port is left because they have the same number of letters.
See,
Oh.
now I'm gonna remember it.
Port is left,
Mhm.
starboard. There's so many letters. Don't worry
It's
about
just,
that.
it's just the other one.
So many
I
letters.
do always remember fore and aft, but
Yeah.
not port and starboard. Yeah.
because Riddle is in the shape of a trash can. She's gonna try to use thieves' cant for Torvin to hold the rope. Hold the rope between.
Oh my
the
God, I
ships.
can't believe. I was wondering what this trash can was doing here. Riddle, you're very sneaky. Here's a rope.
So, because Riddle has wheels, she's just gonna hook them to the rope and just roll over to the other ship.
Same thing. Athletics or acrobatics. Athletics or acrobatics.
That's
Everybody.
gonna be a 18.
I got
It-
21.
Okay.
all very graceful.
Mine
I will
rolled a
also-
24,
Oh, go ahead.
and Myral just takes a hook, jumps, latches it onto the side of the ship and just like kind of glides while falling. Just like looking very smooth, one-handed, holding a long sword in his other hand, and just like lands in like a nice little barrel roll as if he had been practicing parkour for centuries, and then just stands up at the ready to battle. And just
Ignar got a 26, and so he lands perched on Myryl's shoulder.
You guys look like a totem pole with Moxie on.
As Ignar lands on his shoulder, I am also on Ignar's shoulder while grabbing onto him. His eyelid is slightly lifted up.
Sunny, how did you do there, Sunny?
So Sunny was just going to leap because that's what Sunny does. But Sunny rolled not so good. Sunny got an 11 leaping through space.
Sunny, it's terrible. Everybody else was so cool. Myryl's so cool, and you're like, wait, I'm gonna show him, and you tell me what happens when you succeed, but it's not graceful.
So I feel like I kind of like did like a running start to like kind of leap off the prow and try to like kind of, like full leg split through the air. I wanted like, the Astral Sea behind me to kind of light up my hair as it flew through the, I had a whole image of like how amazing and cool it was going to be. And I like looked right at Myral because I was like, I can tell he's like into style and he's got nice clothes. And like, I really want to impress him and have him think that I'm cool. And halfway through, like my foot gets caught on the edge of the prow as I'm going forward. And I kind of stumble like, and then like when those runway models that are wearing like 8-inch heels and their ankles go
the
sideways.
wobblies.
Wobblies.
Yeah, I get the wobblies in my ankle. So yeah, I like kind of start, like can't stay up, and I just sort of land and kind of side to the side, and you can see there's just like little tears, like it's all written.
I think when Riddle has been studying the range of human emotion. So I think when Riddle sees like the tears on Sunny's face, she says, "Hey, Sunny, do you remember a couple of hours ago when you did that really cool thing where you caught the tentacle on the Nautiloid ship? I was just thinking about how cool that was. And like, you look so cool when you did that. And I tried to do the same thing, but I got caught in gravity. And then Torvin had to save
Gravity
me.
is so hard.
Gravity is super hard.
Oh, thank you.
Speaking as the oldest person on this call, gravity is really hard. Yes, that is true. Yeah, right. You all land. Of course, it is absolutely silent. As each of you hits the ground here on the asteroid, a small cloud of dust comes up and settles slowly. They'd let you know there is gravity, but a little less than you're accustomed to. Up ahead, the ship lay on its side. You could easily climb up and access the main deck from the top. You all know that, you especially, Ignar, there's a main deck and then a cargo deck, and then underneath is all the storage for the steerage and the ballast of the ship.
So there's a main deck and there's a cargo deck. And then underneath that, there's storage for steerage and ballast and stuff like that. And the bathrooms are at the front and the back. And then if you're going to flush, you got to flush twice on a deuce. You know what I mean?
That's funny because we had a teleportation device and I didn't even know. We thought it was the privy. We've been just flapping out through the multiverse this entire time.
Yeah, I was doing my oil changes to through the portal the whole time, and
it's not the first time I've heard that. I'll tell you what. Here's the wild thing. On one ship, I remember a friend of mine told me they actually put the teleporter and the privy right next to each other, and one person was in the privy for hours, saying like, "Why haven't I teleported?" It was wild.
Oh, that must have been a fun crew.
Oh, it was fun. The ship exploded.
That happens.
Yeah.
You see when you
right. Oh, sorry.
when you say it happens, the two vampires just like turn and look at you, Torvin, but they don't say anything. Yeah.
See, it does.
But yes,
Sunny's going to go ahead and just start climbing up to that main deck. If there are any, like, I don't know if there's portholes or anything along the way. I just want to kind of like surreptitiously try to take a look in if possible as I climb up. And I'll throw Boxy on my back if she wants to come.
Perfect. There are portholes on the front of it, what basically would have been the eyes of the fish. One of them is essentially run into the ground, and the other one you would basically have to crawl all the way across the ship to get and look into. Essentially,
then I'll skip that one. I'll just want to get to the main deck.
Perfect. Sunny's going up. What are the rest of you doing?
Sunny ran by and asked me if I wanted to join her. Boxy is very excited and yes, wants to go up there. Hey, Ignar, thanks for the ride. And finally releases her grip on Ignar's head. His hair is a mess. Just, it's ridiculous. And I climb onto Sunny and follow her.
Is the main deck also where navigation would be?
Yes.
Then I'm headed that way as well.
Okay.
Oh, you're coming along. I'll hold on then.
With Rill's permission, I think at this point, like sometimes I find Rill to be a very good conveyance in the sense of like a segue. So I like put my feet on maybe Riddle's wheels and just let her like roll us over to where everyone else is.
Yeah, you can just ride the trash can like a skateboard if you want.
As one does, you know? Like now in my head, you go full Avatar Aang, like the one leg's crossed over, but still standing on the other leg because you're rolling here. You all make your way up easily. Of course, you all see the two vampirates. Again, they just crawl up the side of it like it's nothing, like completely sheer, and get up onto the deck. And again, once you get up there, everybody give me investigation checks.
I know how this is going to go.
Yeah, I'm not very good at this.
Dirty 20.
That's just how it's going to go. Not at all.
Dirty 20. Hey, you never know.
16.
RNGesus is a fickle god.
10.
13.
Not Sunny.
Oh, Torvin.
Oh, wow.
No.
Have I told you about my guns?
Sunny's like, have I told you about my guns?
Oh, you're very...
Riddle is the gun show is taking place here on the deck of the ship.
Okay. All right, BJ, we get it.
Let me have this, Travis. Let me have this. You get that hair, I get this.
I know.
Okay?
That's fair.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
fair.
Even the sleeveless, no less. Well done,
Right.
sir.
Yeah. I mean, I picked this costume on purpose. So, as you all get up there, Riddle, you may be only 6 months old. You may have only had one kill. But one thing you're intimately familiar with is destruction. There are very much signs of a battle up here. You can see up on the deck of the flying fish ship, near the back of it, there is a big crossbow, like a ballista, like the same thing that's on the Decidueye. Up at the front of it is a catapult. You can tell both of them have been fired and were basically out of ammunition. You can see there are several hits along the ship where, you know, the vampires told you, like, no, we legit attacked this ship. And there is every bit of evidence that happened. What you don't see up here, you don't see any blood. There's no evidence that anybody died up here. There's like blast marks and things, but no signs of like hand-to-hand combat.
Hey, Torvin, quick question. Have
Yes.
you ever seen destruction without blood? Because there's a lot of damage on this ship, and clearly the ballista and the catapult have been fired and they ran out of ammo, and there's holes in the wall and everything, but there's no blood anywhere. It's almost like, ooh, ghosts are a thing. You think this is a ghost ship?
I mean, that would be kind of amusing in a strange way. I saw a man disintegrate once in a bar, and that was a bit rough. It just turned into dust. But mostly, no. Most people, usually there's blood. For most things, blood happens. I mean, I can't really think. I don't even know much about vampires and how they die. But Hadozi, they bleed.
Yeah, we do. That's true. Can confirm.
Well, Muriel and Ignar, you've been in Wildspace for a while. Have you ever seen anything like this? There doesn't seem to be any deaths, just lots of destruction.
To be honest, no. But I also have seen a lot of unexplainable things So it's I haven't seen this, but I've seen a lot of stuff that I also haven't seen anywhere else. If that tracks.
Ignar, I'm going to send you something here that you are aware of looking around here.
Okay.
It's never good.
Yeah.
No, talk amongst yourselves. Don't worry about this at all.
Everything's gonna be fine.
A strong
if there's
sausage
no one-
smell.
If there's no one on board, and there's
Well,
an
yeah, we have to
entire-
go. I mean, should we go downstairs? Like,
Is
this
that still a
so
no?
Creepy.
Is it still a no on crawling inside the trash can?
I'm okay with it if our
I
DM
think
is
it's great. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful idea.
All right.
I like to think that she like when she's in trash can form, she doesn't communicate in any other way but like slamming the lid up and down real loud with like a metallic weird sound. It's very
Plink,
loud.
plink, plink.
Any valuables anyone sees? Anything, maybe we could, I don't know, like a rug? Maybe we could like spruce up the Sijuan. I mean, I'm not saying
Ooh.
heal everything, but
I mean, that's
it's
not
crashed.
incredibly respectful, though, is it? I mean,
Pirates!
Dad,
Yeah, but-
who cares?
Boxy, you were saying before that there's nobody on board, right? Like you're pretty sure there's
Yeah.
nobody on board. So like nobody would miss any
She
of
was
this
saying
cargo.
there's no undead on board.
yeah.
Ah.
And I mean, someone still does own these things. You know what I mean? So even
Oh, that's fair. You're right. I don't want to steal anything from anybody that's been the victim of vampires or like a cursed crew that I used to hang out with a long time ago, and I had no idea that anything bad happened to them. So you're right. We shouldn't be stealing from. They've had a hard day, whoever this is. That's
yeah,
good.
we shouldn't
Stealing.
steal.
Stealing's a very hard,
insight check on that. I'm just gonna do an insight check on my crew members. That's a natural 20.
Are you telling the
Yeah,
truth?
he's on to
Corbin? Guess we do only
22.
play with-
I am totally the truth.
wait, hang on. We only play with one house rule that a 1 always fails and a 20 always succeeds, even on skill checks. No, he's got you dead to rights. Is Torben telling the truth or not?
We'll call him make, we'll call him be. Like, I believe it. But if I see a really nice rug, I'm just saying.
I was just over in the corner, just like, is it really stealing if nobody's here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's borrowing.
Now you're right. He does it every time.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. It's really insightful indeed. So shall we split up and do a search?
Oh no. I know one thing. After many, many years on the Astral Sea, you never split up. Someone dies.
Right when you say that, the two vampire Lalex and Miles just look at you and go, "I never split up, whatever," and they just turn and walk and head down into the hold.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow the vampires. A little, a respectful 6 feet of distance.
Yes, let's
but
follow
I'm gonna-
them. Yes.
I'm following them.
Milo just kind of calls behind him, like, but you already died, though.
Good point.
There might be sensitive to that topic.
That's
You
true.
didn't get the memo.
That's true. I let go of Sunny because everyone just kind of opened her Boxy's mind to like, oh, there's so many things here that we can take, and she just starts looking around to see what she can kind of lift.
Boxy, give me perception or investigation, whichever's higher.
Okay. Investigation is at a 17.
There's not a lot of stuff that would be easy to lift. You realize this is a fairly well-appointed ship, but you would think it's like an upper middle class vessel. I mean, there's like some nice like copper handles and things, but there's not like very clearly treasure laying anywhere around.
Got it.
At least not up here on the deck.
Okay.
But it was, in a wreck. So there's possible stuff just went flying when it crashed.
It's true. She starts snooping around, but she sees like a shiny spoon, and it's like, hey, you know what? Maybe I might steal. It's shiny. It's nice. Torvin might like it. He didn't do well with the clowns, and I feel like he still cries at night. So I gotta go bring him something real nice.
Oh,
And listen, I don't normally do this, DM, but I'm going to say a line that sounds like a DM line. But with that investigation check on that spoon, on the end of that spoon, you see an insignia, a family crest that has, it's a kind of looks like a wave with a very embellished A in the middle of it.
A wave with the very Foxy grabs it, kind of like lays down on it, and she looks at it and she draws it in her mind with her finger. and then keeps the spoon, but she remembers it now. A wave with a very embellished A.
Yeah.
Got it. A for apple. And just starts crawling around looking for more stuff. There's got to be something here that Torvin might like.
And once everybody is walking towards the hold, Ignar is going to separate. He's headed towards the navigation, the black box.
Do I notice this?
Are you trying to be sneaky, Ignar?
I am trying to be sneaky. I rolled a stealth check, a total of 23.
Supposed to give me stealth versus perception.
Hey, you're probably fine. But
You never know. Again, RNG Jesus is a fickle god.
I got a
Actually-
1. I got the coolest guns.
Yeah, because I can't actually beat you. I'd need that house rule 20 to even get close. So no, I don't notice.
Hey, always a chance though.
Always a chance.
You slide off. You slide off.
I'm
Cool,
focusing on the
Ignar.
vampires. I'm still a little nervous that like they're here and they're doing this and there's no like there's something shifty going on. And so I don't want to like take my eyes off of them.
You make your way down, and again, it is just like completely dark when you get to the head of the stairs. And again, the ship's laying on its side, so everything's like, you know, Batman villain hideout. As you're coming down the stairs, you're actually coming down the wall because the stairs are now to your right. There's a very creepy thing the vampirates do, that they're walking completely upright, even though they're at an angle because their feet stick to the wall. Whereas the rest of you are kind of doing this crawling thing as you get down in there. Up on the deck, Ignar, you make it over towards navigation. Give me an investigation check.
This isn't what Ignar's good at. But that wasn't bad. That's a dirty 20.
You see that same symbol carved into the you know this vessel is powered by a spelljammer helm, like all of them are. So there's a chair somewhere in here that actually was steered, but there is a ceremonial wheel up on the deck just to like harken back to the previous sailing days
For photo
of yore.
shoots, yeah.
As one does for the gram.
Yeah.
And of course, that very familiar sigil is right in the middle of the wheel. But you also can tell 2 of the handles are broken off of it. There is like the remains of some blood on the wheel, like someone died at the wheel. It's a ceremonial position, but an important one. The same way as like people would always play drums on a battlefield type thing. It's like there's somebody goes down with the ship, and someone did.
Okay. That is very interesting. But I am looking for the astral charts for that tracks the shipping and comings and goings of this and other similar vessels.
You absolutely find it. You can, you know, both from whence this vessel came and where it was going. Navigation on the Astral Sea is difficult. Again, you have been out here, Ignar, many times. You know, when you want to go somewhere, you have an instinctive sense of where it is. You're like, if I want to go to that place is that way. It doesn't tell you, is it safe to go that way? Or how long will it take to get that way? But you will just understand. You're like, oh, it's that way. But you do have the navigational charts, especially the left from Wildspace, and it absolutely confirms all of your suspicions, which I am about to send you here. Meanwhile, down in the hold, something feels wrong down here. It feels off. All of you give me perception checks.
I'm not there.
You are not there, Ignar. That's true. You're perceiving something else completely right now.
3.
Now, Sunny, this seems, how are they sticking to the wall like that? Like, I mean, I feel like Sunny's trying. You're like, it's like a core strength thing, you know?
I'm like really talented, but I can't even do that.
Dirty 20.
19.
19, dirty 20, 11.
No one.
The riddle can.
Those guns, though.
Yep, 10.
10. My
I think about this every time. One time, my older brother on an episode of Adventure Zone pointed out that 10 is the least interesting thing you could get in D&D. It's not bad
Accurate.
enough to be funny, and it's not high enough to be interesting.
Yep.
Just I've never not heard someone just go 10.
It is the manila envelope of D&D. That is true. It is a dial tone roll. Myril and Boxy, you all determine two different things at the exact same time. Boxy, you sense death, not undeath, death. You're a grave cleric. You have an intimate familiarity with what it takes to shuffle on and off the mortal coil. You don't smell anything decaying here because it only has what oxygen the ship still has. And it is starting to turn a little bit. It's still breathable, but it's not unlike a living ship. The air that these ships generate will dissipate after a time, especially if it's been damaged. So it's not rotting so much as you are completely clear that a lot of death has happened on board this vessel.
Boxy is.
Go ahead, Box. No. Please say this because it's going to affect what my role here is. So yes.
Sure. Boxy has been crawling around looking for things to bring back to her friends, but there is this feeling, this unnerving feeling that she kind of stops in her tracks and she runs to find the nearest person possible because she is scared. How far is Myril from me?
So you're all basically right there together. I mean, you're kind of making your way down into the hold. The only one who's not there is Ignar. The rest of you are kind of making your way down into the hold as a group. The vampirates are definitely a few feet out front because they left first and Sunny kind of held back.
Got it. Okay, so she kind of starts. She notices something's wrong, and she gets really scared. And the first thing she does is she runs towards anyone nearby, and she kind of hides herself in the group.
Hey, Boxy, you have a worried look on your face.
Yeah.
Are you feeling a worried emotion right now?
I don't like it here. There's a lot of people that. There's a lot of bad people died here. A lot of people died here. A lot of people. I don't like it very much. It's not. It doesn't feel good here.
Oh, people did die here.
Yeah.
Myril, as Boxy is saying, a lot of people die here. You feel a shiver up your spine, and you absolutely understand that you're being hunted. You've spent most of your life out on the Astral Sea, of course, but you spent plenty of times down in caves and mountains and settlements of all sorts where predators of all stripes were hunting you every bit as much as you were hunting them, and you are certain something is tailing you. Can't place it. It's not like, oh, it's right over there, but it's just a feeling, Myril.
Well, luckily, Myril is so tuned to just the crew already that the second Boxy showed up and like hid in the group, his hand was on the hilt of his longsword, just ready. Like, all right, if you want to do the thing, do the thing. And he's just right now, he's just going to focus on finding the thing that's looking for us.
Do you say anything?
He kind of looks to see if anyone else is nearby and ready to throw hands if need be. And just kind of taking stock of the group to see if anybody else would be ready to fight. And
well,
no, this is what you have to say is gonna pepper how he responds to this.
Well, we saw Riddle immediately tried to comfort Boxy. When she starts saying a lot of people died here, how does Torvin and Sunny react to that?
Yeah.
Torvin absolutely puts his hand on his hip, and you've seen he shoots in a really weird way. He doesn't do this strange Hollywood thing where he holds out a pistol. He draws right from his hip, and then he aims with his hip and shoots, and then puts the gun back immediately. He doesn't waste time lifting his arm, but his hand is at his hip now. Boxy is kind of damaging my calm, and I appreciate that she's upset, but and rightfully so. In fact, I don't know if you've ever heard of a canary in a coal mine, but I'm starting to feel like it's Boxy.
Hey, listen. Well, hold on. Boxy she's kind of clambering between people since everyone's there. Runs over to Torvin, grabs onto his leg, and then pulls out the spoon, cleans it with her mouth really quick.
Oh,
here you go. And then she holds it up to him, and you can see the insignia is very much like facing towards him. You can see it.
Oh, thank you so much.
This is for you, so you can stop crying.
I don't think I was crying, unless, I mean, if you think about it, maybe I'm crying inside sometimes. And I don't tell people. But other than that, I appreciate the spoon. I hope no one's going to let anything happen to you. In fact, I'm pretty sure you're the thing that's going to happen to others.
If Myra were to clock Sunny, a calm has come over her, and I've taken my scarf off, and it doesn't look, it just looks like that I'm just kind of lazily swinging the end of it a little bit and glancing around, trying to very much keep Boxy between me and someone else.
And seeing that, like, Myro looks at the people who he knows to be ready to fight and just...
You just hear a bunch of clanking around in Riddle's trash can as she loads an arrow into her crossbow.
Sounds like a garbage disposal with a spoon in it. Like,
the trash can opens up and just a giant cannon like hurling sticks out of it.
Hey, Riddle, remember that expansion pack you had?
Oh, yeah, I had a crystal.
Might be helpful.
Should I use it now?
Well, it's pretty dark in here. I can see. I don't know about everybody else, but...
Okay, I'll flip it on. But you don't think that, like, things are going to see us better from miles away, do you? I mean, we are in a cargo hold. So if we go up, I'll turn it off. But down here, I'll keep it on.
I get the feeling they already know we're here.
Oh.
And then the second Sunny says that, Miles, they're hunting us already. They definitely know we're here.
Riddle hits the on button.
You turn your light on?
Yeah.
And then Miro, before anything happens, Miro puts his head down because he has dark vision, so he's seeing just fine. So he's just like preparing himself for the light.
The moment you turn on the light and it illuminates this scene, you see something absolutely terrible. There are 6 Hadozi laying dead on the ground, and each of them have the top of their head missing. And you see the 2 vampirates turn around, and Lalix says, "Put out that light, what are you going to..." And something yanks him up towards the ceiling, and you hear... and his body falls back to the ground and turns into a cloud of dust.
Thank you so much, Sunny. Thank you for reminding me.
Miles pulls the gun out and just starts shooting. He has a gun, not unlike Torvin's, but he just like dropped, pa, 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 pa. And you all hear, "No, this is an unexpected surprise. More than I can eat." And you see up near the ceiling, clinging to the roof of this hold, a creature that looks like I'm about to send you. It
this is a puppy.
Like
wait a minute.
A giant, giant puppers. It's fine.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the brain puppers.
Oh.
It looks almost like a giant fleshy spider.
Oh, I
It's
hate
got
that.
A fanged mouth and a ring of red eyes and claws like a crab. And all over its back, it has what looks like these pulsating masses. And in the claws, you realize it is holding a brain that it just took out of Lalix and says, "Only need a few more," and swallows it whole. And you see a new bulge come out on its back. And I need all of you to roll initiative.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's terrifying.
That's a brain. I don't like it.
One of these days, everyone, I swear, we're going to run into something that doesn't eat brains.
Super happy fun time.
One of these days.
It's a recurring theme in Spelljammer. Mind flayers eat brains. This is a Nathalgu, is what this is for people playing the home game. Also from the Far Realms. So the Far Realms are just lacking in brains. I mean, but you don't think about how hard that must be for them. No, you only think about yourself.
I mean, you don't think about it too hard because they're going to take your brain out. So I got 20.
Ignar, still give me initiative.
22.
Here because it's hold on one second.
A lot of 20s.
Well, hey, you guys are all very active. Hold on, but I'm not ready for it yet.
Thank you. I like to think I am active. Go for a walk.
You know, when you get to be my age, you gotta stay active. Hi, I'm Travis McElroy. Do you ever feel like just sitting around at your computer all day? Sure,
So
we all do.
That was a 21 for Boxy. What was it for Torvin?
20.
20 natural or dirty?
Dirty.
Okay, perfect. Riddle?
16.
16. Sunny?
21.
21. She's spry. My roll?
19.
19. You guys are all just very ready for this.
Oh, yeah.
And Ignar.
22.
Perfect. Ignar, technically, you are first. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Is it sight related? It's a 19 total.
I can give it to you as sight related, actually.
Okay, well then, it's a 19 total. 19 or a 4, so we're gonna stick with 19.
You see a very bright light come out of the hold. It was completely dark. It lights up, and then you see flashes of gunfire coming down in the hole.
So I'm new to Spelljammer mechanics. What happens if I sit in the chair?
The chair's not up here. The chair's somewhere down there. The chair is physically how you steer the ship. Like, to use a Star Trek analogy, imagine if the person in the captain's chair made the ship do things.
You have to be plugged in.
Yeah, it's not up on the deck. It's somewhere inside. Because if something, that's the person who's in the chair is actually the Spelljammer. But it would not be up here. It'd be down there somewhere.
Okay, great. Is there some kind of like comms system?
Not that you can access. It seems like everything's offline.
Got it. Okay, great.
You did hear a comm set on the Deciduon. Kaiho was saying something that you all could hear, but it looks like it's everything's busted up.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way to wherever the Spelljammer chair is, I guess. Is that worth it?
You would. Well, it depends. If the ship is still potentially airworthy, you could potentially make it take off. You can control that kind of stuff on it. Is what it, and it would let you. It would also give you a sense of the ship and its layout and like what's on board. It would give you that also.
Then that's what I'm going for.
Perfect. You make your way down into the deck as all hell is breaking loose. I know both Sunny and Boxy have a 21, but I'm assuming Sunny's got a higher dexterity than Boxy.
Probably. I was a +4.
+3. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to stride forward. I want to go 15 feet, 20 feet forward. I want to be about 10 feet from it. And you see, as I run forward, I get almost down onto all fours, and it's just that kind of long stride, pull myself forward. As I get there, I almost sort of break dance down on the ground and do that like leg thing where you like corkscrew yourself around. As I do, my scarf whips up and tries to kind of like whip around the neck of this creature. All right, let's see.
Roll it, because it doesn't really have a neck as such, but still like, roll it. Exactly. Get around it.
Around
it's large, by the way.
Around a brain bulge.
It's about the size of a horse, and it's got these like red spindly tentacles that look like antennas.
Good. That's a 21 to hit.
That is enough.
Yes. Here we go. 10 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing just right into its brain. And then using flurry of blows, because my legs are so darn long, as they are pinwheeling around, I go 1 foot, 2 foot with my flurry of blows here.
Hell yeah.
First foot.
The bugbear's got them long arms.
That is a 25 to hit.
More than enough.
Second hit.
It is very gross and fleshy when you hit it.
15.
That is also enough.
Still hits. All right, great. Here it comes. 7. That's 13 more bludgeoning damage is just both of my feet. I end up in kind of a crouched position with one leg out to the side and the other like hands are like here and they just get ready.
Sonny, you see there is just this matted goo on your fists and your feet from everywhere where you've touched it. It just smells awful when you're this close to it now. Excellent. Boxy, you see she has attacked it, and it is seemingly unhappy, but still clinging to the ceiling.
Okay, got it. Oh man, Sunny left. I don't know who am I gonna hide behind. Oh, this is a nice trash can. Boxy stands right next to the trash can to feel a bit safer, and she would like to attack with her guiding bolt.
Go ahead and roll your attack. Do any of you speak deep speech?
Yeah.
Torvin, anyone who can speak deep speech understands this. The rest of you all just hear. Torvin.
Can I hear the other one, though?
Torvin. You hear.
I'm going to extract that fairy brain and consume it first before I have my way with all of these abominable creatures.
Let me translate. He's going to extract that furry brain before he has his way with all the rest of us.
If I wanted them to understand, I'd have said it in common.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm violating his privacy right now, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Just doesn't take your eyes
Come
off
on, man.
it. Just goes, try it.
Boxy, what you get on that guiding bolt?
I got a mighty 9.
It's you shoot, and as it's flying, this thing just jumps to the side faster than you would have thought, and you just punches a hole through the side of the ship where you can see astral space outside.
Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. If that doesn't hit, can I still do my bonus action with my my spiritual weapon?
Unfortunately, you can't. You can only spiritual weapon if you cast a cantrip as your main action.
Oh, got it. So after guiding bolt, I'm kind of done, right?
Unless there's another relevant bonus action, but I can't think of any, unfortunately.
May I move and hide behind Riddle's wheel?
Yep, absolutely. You get behind Riddle. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You see 6 of this thing's eyes look at Sunny, and you all start to hear a very high-pitched whine. It's just terrible ringing in your ears. Sunny, give me a wisdom save.
$19.
Sunny, you can feel this thing is just trying to force its way into your mind, but your resolve holds. You take 9 points of psychic damage, but are otherwise unharmed. But it is just like a terrible ringing.
I say, not today, Spider Brain. Not today.
Nice. The day's not over.
That's also good.
Oh, I understood that. Interesting.
Yeah, it did say that in common. It did. No, that part is said in common. If the threats were in deep speech, but it's like let's skip the formalities.
I think Torvin's trying to translate anyways.
However, Torvin, it is your turn.
I am going to use my commander strike. I'm going to position close to it. I'm like, Riddle, hit him, and I'm going to burn my bonus action and one of my attacks so that Riddle can make a sneak attack.
Have at it. Riddle, roll your attack.
Does a 13 hit?
It does not, Riddle.
What about your D4?
Oh, yeah. I always forget about that. Okay. Ooh.
Because that's relevant.
Does a 17 hit?
Riddle, as you're flying towards this thing, it starts to move out of the way, and then you're just like, oh, other knife hand. Yeah.
Well, and that was with my crossbow because I want to stay ranged to keep Boxy behind me.
Just had to lead it a little more. Yep, absolutely. You're able to attack it.
Thank you.
Okay. And then do I get a sneak attack right now?
Yeah.
I do, right? So the damage for that is 9.
Perfect. Same thing. Is the arrow just sticks in it. This bluish gray liquid just comes leaping out of the wound that just stinks to high hell. And it
plug your nose, Boxy.
Oh, what was the crossbow damage?
9, she said.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, sorry, that was to hit.
Wait, 9 to hit?
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Sorry, no, 17 to hit.
Yeah, no, you hit, but then
and
you
then
said 9 for something.
She did. She forgot to do the crossbow. Yeah.
The damage was 10 for the crossbow, and then
Oh,
9 for the sneak attack.
19. Perfect.
19 altogether.
Got it. Perfect.
Hey, there's a few buttons I gotta click.
No, yeah, lots happening. I get it.
Good job, Riddle. She bangs on the side of the trash can. Bum, bum.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna shoot it for my next attack.
Go for it.
Does a 29 hit?
Whoa.
Nope, that's a miss. Yes, no, that's absolutely right. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do a pushing attack, which probably won't work, but so it's 12 points of damage, and then another D8 of damage. So that's 14 points of damage total, and he has to make a DC 16 strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away.
You see that you hit it, and it kind of digs its legs into the ceiling of the ship for a second, and then it just lets go and starts sliding and says, "Ah, fool," and crawls out the hole.
Hold on. As it leaves my 10-foot range, it takes an op attack.
Nope, roll it. How much was that?
Critical
damage, Corbin?
hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as it like, starts to go by and I see it leave, there's just this little like wicked smile on him, and you see her just kind of like, oh yeah. And just one hand goes forward as it starts to leave to just try to clock it before it goes.
Absolutely.
Damage.
But Torvin, what was your damage, by the way? You said it, but I didn't get it. Sorry.
It was a total of 19. I was going to action
Perfect.
surge, but I understand if that's not possible now.
You pushed it out the
9
hole.
bludgeoning on my
Perfect.
9
perfect.
bludgeoning on the op attack.
Perfect. Although you hit it and you do see it crawls out the hole.
Wasn't close enough for me to like. Was I close enough to swing on it or not?
Isn't it? She's got them bugbear arms. And he's got a gun. However, we are still in combat though, because it went out the hole. But the fight is not. It's not done fighting. So what would you like to do, Myrtle? You know from what you saw on the ship. So again, the ship's on its side, right? You guys went down in here. She blew a hole out this side, and it went out there, so it's headed back up towards the deck. Where, as far as you know, Ignar is.
Mine was jumping through that hole.
Okay, perfect.
No questions.
You go through the hole. I will say you could get through with enough time to make one attack on it while it's still running away.
Perfect. To hit is 15.
That is enough.
Perfect. And it's a dual-handed swing with longsword. It is only 3, which is immensely saddening.
It's very slippery. It's gross. This thing is kind of hard to look at.
But I would very much also like to action surge.
I'll give you action surge.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And
see, I give it, then I take it away. Torvin didn't get it, but Myrtle does.
I see how
I mean,
I see how
I heard
this is
action
going.
surge, and I was like, perfect, because that's what I was gonna do. That's a 17 to hit that time.
That is enough.
And swinging again with the long sword, that is gonna be 2 damage.
All right.
I got a D10 and did such less than stellar damage. It hurts my entire soul.
It turns and looks at you and says, "I won't be eating your brain. You clearly aren't very skilled." And continues running.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He's mean.
For me.
Says you're not very skilled. I don't know what tongue to say that
I heard.
Riddle, what would you like to do?
I'm going to from out the top of yes.
I was going to say, to be clear, you kind of can go after the hole, or you can basically double back the way you just came and try and go back to the deck, are kind of your options.
Well, don't I have to go up to go through the hole?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back.
Just 9.6 V turbo power wheels
Yeah.
along the wall. Same thing. I say you can get there in time to get one attack as you see Myrtle is fighting it kind of on the side of the ship as it is crawling back towards the deck.
Does a 15 hit?
It does.
Ooh. All right. So that's going to be a 12, and I only get that one hit right before it leaves.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, so for my bonus action, I'm just gonna hide.
Perfect. How much damage was that? Sorry.
That was 12.
Perfect.
Was Haldir within 5 feet of it?
He was not, because it was yeah.
Gotcha.
Ignar,
Yes.
you hear all hell breaking loose here as you make your way down into the hole of this ship to where you know the Spelljammer helm is. And when you get there, you see the door is barricaded, not locked, because you turn the handle and it turns freely, but you can see something is on the other side of it.
I say ahoy. Is there anyone on the other side of this door?
Go away, monster. You won't feed on me.
Okay, do I sound like a monster? It does, yeah.
Isn't that something a monster would say?
This is an excellent point. Okay, maybe this will help. My name is Ignar Airstrider. Now open the door.
My Lord Airstrider?
Yes, open the door, please.
A moment later, you hear him say, tell me something that only Lord Airstrider would know.
I don't know.
He's a legendary fool. I believe you. He doesn't know much of anything.
No, I was gonna say, okay.
Yeah. And you start to hear like the sound of something heavy being dragged. And you see the door cracks just a little bit, but you can see the face of a very gaunt Hadozi. Here in the Astral Sea, you don't need to eat, so a person wouldn't starve. You could stay barricaded indefinitely. His face is gaunt and worn. His eyes are red and ringed with tears. His fur is matted. And you see a number of cords coming off of him that connect back to the Spelljammer helm, which is carved in the likeness of a tree.
Yeah.
Like you basically like sit in this like beautiful ivory tree to pilot the ship. But he's like, it is you. Have you come to rescue me?
Let's say yes. Juvie, is that it? Am I right?
Yeah, it is me. It is you, sir. I apologize so much for being pressed into your brother's service, but your uncle Undro, he paid so well.
Yes, I don't blame you. I just, it's fine, Juvie. I'm not mad at you, I guess. What happened?
You have to come in. You have to come in right now. And you do see he like pulls it open. It's like, come.
Okay, calm down, Juvie.
And the moment you get inside, he slams it shut and starts pushing like boxes and things. He's like, there's a creature. It eats brains. It was terrible. We were flying through space and we were being pursued by pirates. And I was maneuvering the ship. And all was going according to plan. And I came to hide here in this asteroid field, thinking that their vessel would be too large to pursue.
Okay.
But something came aboard.
Okay.
It was awful.
Okay. So
how are you staying so calm?
I don't know. So where's everybody else?
I believe we're it. We're everybody.
Oh, I wish that were true, Juvie, because we would just leave. But I do have some crew here, and we're gonna have to help them. So how about you unhook, and let me show you how to fly.
Give me a persuasion roll, Ignar.
It's an 11.
Juvie just says, I can't go back out there while that thing is there. I need my brain. I use it for everything.
Okay, you can stay in here. I'm not kicking you out of the room, Juvie.
Oh, good. You can stay here as well. I don't have any food to offer, but we don't need
Juvie,
it.
get out of the chair. Okay?
Oh, wait, are you ordering me to let you take the helm?
Yes, as the rightful heir of Airstrider shipping, give me the helm.
He puts his hand on your chest and says, "Done!" And you immediately feel yourself attuned to the Spelljammer helm. And he starts unhooking the cords, and he's like, the Airstriders sent one of their own here to recover me. This is the grandest day. Oh, happy day. And he gets out of the way for you to get on board, get into the chair.
So first things first, let's see if we can power up.
As you sit down in the chair, Sunny, what would you like to do? Half your friends have gone out the porthole, and you very much hear their footsteps, boom, 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 heading back towards the deck.
Easy. So with a roar like a freaking bear, I just like break through that hole, like, Myral on the other side, like planks, just as I, leap through that hole, start claws into the side of the deck as I pull myself, catching up with this creature.
I'd say, Ignar, you're like, the damage isn't too bad. It might be.
Oh, it's worse now.
You're like,
it's definitely worse.
Just see, and like whatever the equivalent of a rear view mirror is, like a side view mirror, just
a bear, like.
Yeah.
That's not going to buff out.
Sunny, up on the deck, you see Myral in pursuit. You see Riddle has stopped to shoot at this thing, and it is crawling across the deck, heading towards the aft of the ship.
If I can, I've got 40 feet of movement. I'd like to get within 10 feet of it. If I can't, that's okay.
You would. Well, you're very fast with very long arms, so I will say that you can catch up to it.
Sweet. I catch up to it again. The scarf whips out. Now I'm going for like near its eyes and its pincers and what it's got there. I just want to kind of like smash, like a good old Stooges. All right,
go ahead.
First comes the scarf.
The cruelest of fighting styles.
Oh, not too bad. 16.
That is enough.
All right, here's the first one. Yes, 10. As that slashes across its eyes. Again, flurry of blows. I'm going to do it 2 more times, but this time it's going to be with my arms. So the first arm comes up and it's going to be like on a boxing practice.
Perfect.
15 on the first one.
That is enough.
Natural 1 on the second.
It hops out of the way. Surprisingly spry, this thing is.
Okay, let me give you damage on that first hit there.
Give it to
only
me.
5 on that first hit for that damage.
Perfect.
But on the natural 1, I don't know if you want something terrible.
Nah,
or not.
it's nah. We're among friends here. Although you do punch it, and then as you go to swing, you see it just goes blah and spits this viscous goo on the deck that you slip in, Sunny. And it just stands over you and says, "I think it's time to feed." And it stops running and very much is turning back towards you, Sunny.
I wipe the goo out of my eyes and fling it on the ground.
Boxy, it is your turn.
Boxy, at this point, is taking advantage of whatever time she can get to gather some of the slime from this horde creature to kind of keep for. This will probably be some good medicine later. Who's near me?
So Myral, Riddle, and Sunny have all left. The only one that would still be in the room would be Torvin and Miles, the vampire.
Oh, okay. What's Torvin doing again?
He shot and he's getting ready to run after it.
Got it. Okay. Hey, Torvin. I want to go through the hole. Torvin, can you lift me up? Can you toss me?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, no problem.
Thanks, bud.
Torvin definitely would give you uppies. And as you pop up through this porthole, over on the deck, you can see Sunny on the ground with this thing crawling towards her with its mouth open.
Oh, no. Okay. I would like to attack with
So you really, you have a couple of options. So let me give you some of the things that you can do. You can spiritual weapon and then toll the dead. That always works. You can guiding bolt, which is your biggest hit if you hit. You also can mark it with the path of the grave that will make it easier for the next person to hurt it. Those are I mean, obviously you can do anything, but those are the most likely things.
Got it. Let's just try this guiding bolt again. Yeah, guys? Okay, I would like to hit my guiding bolt, please.
Shablamo.
Guiding bolt. 16?
That is enough. As it's like, "Rah."
She kind of crawls up after
Well-
Torvin.
Important point. Are you casting it at level 3? Are you casting it at your highest? Or you're at level 1, level 2, or level 3?
At 3, please, for 15 damage.
Well, if you're casting it at level 3, you roll more dice, so click there, click it next to level 3, so it will roll more dice for you.
Oh, my bad.
Roll.
I would like to take this time to say that Travis's eye roll is everything I've ever wanted in my life.
What am I wrong?
You have
glamorous.
the best eye roll ever. It's the best. It's the
Oh,
best.
thank you.
Yeah. I hit for 26 damage.
It comes from here. It comes
Yeah,
from the deepest depths of his heart.
Wait, how much damage?
26. Yeah. So she kind of
Boxy.
clambers. Thank you so much, Torvin. Thanks, Torvin. Clambers up.
Boxy, tell me what it looks like when you kill this thing, with it immediately going to bite Sunny's head clean off as she's there, and you draw down on it. Tell me what happens.
She clambers up and dusts herself off, and she points 2 fingers at him. And she's kind of whatever about spiders, whatever. But oh god, what is it? Hey, check out these zappies! I'm gonna kill you and make my friends happy. And then she just points at it. These bright purple lightning bolts come out of her fingers, and there's like these cute little animals that fly all around it. It's bunnies and kitties. And right when it hits him right in that weird red eye of his, you just hear a giant meow. And it's just a cat. Oh, look, my cat just meowed at the same exact time. Awesome.
Thank you, Nibbler.
Yeah, thanks, Nibbler. Best supporting actor, and hits him right in one of his big old weird red eyes.
You see it just blows a chunk off of its head. And Sunny, you see it turns and looks at you and just says, I should have stopped at 9. And just collapses right next to you.
And a punch card with 9 punches falls. I was like, oh, the 10th one was free.
Torvin, down in the hold, you hear and feel a barrel against the back of your head.
Oh, I wouldn't have done that. That was a bad idea. I turn just to confirm.
You see, it is Miles with the gun pointed right at your forehead. And he says, I was ordered not to harm you. But I do want to tell you something, Torvin. Because we were mates once.
Yeah. What do you have to say? You seem very upset.
Still snarky while your death's within my grasp, but fine. The Whispered One has awakened, Torvin. His darkness spreads across the Astral Sea. Soon, he'll reach wild space, realm space, crane space. And when naught is but darkness and death, you may wish you actually were one of us after all.
Does Riddle see this?
Nope, Riddle's up out the porthole. This is just Torvin down there with him.
Are we
And Torvin, you see up over his back that hand crawls up. And it holds its palm up towards you. And you feel an absolute burst of agony go through you as you feel life being drained out of you. Give me, oh, no, hang on. Actually, don't give me anything. You take 22 points of damage as you feel it just, the very life essence of you come out of it. And as it goes into the hand, you see it actually like looks like a living hand, so much so it even starts bleeding again. And you see Miles just looks at it and he just starts walking backwards deeper into the hole with the gun still right on you. And he says, next time we will meet under parley, Torvin. He just disappears into the darkness.
Can I run down to where Torvin is?
Torvin, you tell me. You know what, Torvin? Give me a Constitution save. Not a check, save.
Do I see this happening? Because Torvin just lifted me up and I can look
No,
down that
you
hole.
both, all of you are
I
out there on the hull of the ship.
Yeah, I got a 9.
I will say with a 9, you definitely cry out. You don't want to, but it hurts a lot, Torvin. And in Riddle, I would say, and even Boxy, I would say, because you are close to the hole, you hear him scream in the hold.
When
Yeah.
Riddle hears him scream, immediately draws her crossbow
Mhm.
and rolls down very quickly down these stairs. Torvin, you screamed. What happened? I thought, did the monster get you? I thought he was dead.
I just unload. I fan my pistol just over and over again into the darkness.
Just boom, 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 boom. If you
Don't
hit
shoot
anything,
my
you don't know. Same thing, Ignore. You're like, I can work with this. I can work, and it's just like things are going wrong.
As
all
Riddle
over-
sees
all
Torvin
over
shooting into the
ship.
darkness, she too shoots her arrows into the darkness.
I feel like a saloon owner in the Wild West at a good show. Don't do this.
Riddle, we have a problem.
What happened? Who did this to you?
Oh no, he's no one. I've got something for him later.
We've got to get you to Boxy.
No, it's fine.
Come on.
But he's coming.
Who's coming?
The whispered one. He's on his way.
Boxy peeks over into the hole and looks down at Torvin and Riddle. Hey, Torvin, are you crying again?
You just see Torvin drop to his knees and just stare at the darkness.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
We should go. We should go.
Okay.
We should go now. This is a good time to go.
Okay.
Ignar, the ship is wrecked.
Myra
but-
wanted to do something.
Oh, yes. Sorry,
Yeah.
Myra. Yes.
I
Sorry.
was like, you were talking, so I was like, all right, okay.
cool.
Oh,
When
sorry.
everybody went downstairs to run toward Torvin,
Mhm.
Maru went to find Ignar.
I'm still up on deck as well.
Mm-hmm.
Am I too far to help heal Torvin?
No, you went right up to him. Yeah, you could. You're
Oh.
you're out of combat. Like
Got
you
it.
definitely can tell something's happened to him. Boxy, just give me medicine.
Okay.
A medicine check.
Point of clarification for Torvin. That
Yes.
wasn't the hand.
No, that was Agus's hand.
It was just Agus's hand.
Right.
It wasn't like
Just
some,
a different disembodied hand. I mean,
something
there-
borrowed, something
I
blue,
mean,
you know?
who's among us doesn't have a disembodied undead hand?
Is it the hand that I
Close to
stole?
It is the hand that you stole. Yeah,
Oh,
no, it's
well,
super god
okay.
loose. Yeah.
I gotta handcuff that to me or something.
You
I
gotta
rolled
keep
an
a
8.
hand on it.
Yeah.
You got to give it a hand. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I rolled an
Uh,
8.
Torvin is just sad, I guess. You know, like he looks just like gaunt and sort of drawn, but you're like, he's taking this really hard, I guess. You know. Yeah.
Boxy gives him her stuffed bunny because she sees that he's gonna look. This guy's kind of sad, so she just gives him a stuffed bunny to hold.
Myral, like all things in the Astral Sea, the moment that you want to know where Ignar is, you know where he is. Down in the hole, you make your way to another part of the ship where there is a closed door that you comprehend instinctively. He's that way, and you're out of locations.
Juvie, could you open the door for Myro, please? Myro, Juvie, Myro. Myro, be gentle with Juvie. I think he's having a rough day. He's imagined a monster is on the ship. So
You just, I wasn't imagining things. I was plugged into the Spelljammer helm. I knew that it was. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And you do hear furniture dragging, Myral, and the door cracks again, and you see the same very stressed out Hadozi face peek out at you, but when Ignar says to let you in, he does, and immediately rebarricades the door. And he just says, okay, the three of us can survive here until help arrives. That's fine. That's okay. We can make it. That's okay.
And
We're not.
Myro's just like, calm down. The brain crab is dead.
the what?
This is a massive. It looked like a brain crab to me. Sorry.
Whoa, that's wild.
It was also eating brains. So there's that.
Whoa.
I told you.
Yeah, that's bad. Is it dead? You said it's dead?
We came here to do a job.
Uh-huh.
How soon were you going to let me know that this was your family's ship?
When it came up, and I know that's not a good answer, Myron, I'm sorry. I didn't want it to become about that. I helped find the ship. I can broker a little bit of a bonus here, but there's a lot more money at play if I can wrestle control of Airstrider shipping away from Ragweb. That's my brother, and now I have the beacon number for his ship, and I can finally track him specifically in space and not just general location, but I think I can finally murder him.
Ignar, it has been insufferable because, again, every time you enter the Astral Sea, you know, oh, he's that way, and you go that way, but that's very little information when there is no up, down, left, or right. You're just always aware of where he is, but that means he's also aware of where you are, Ignar. And as you say, murder him, you see Juvie looks at you and he goes, why would you want to marry
you were
Ragweb
here.
Airstrider? That's dreadful.
Juvie, this is very awkward. I forgot you were there.
People tend to, I'm just a spelljammer. They can't go anywhere without me, but they tend to just forget that I'm just because I don't need to eat, sleep, or drink. That it doesn't mean I don't get lonely. But no, that's fine. Ragweb is a right bastard. I'd like to see him dead too. Yeah. You're gonna kill me, aren't you?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
He did say think so.
Yeah, no, I'm call it 98%.
Between Ignar's working at the helm of the Spelljammer and you all hooking it up to the decision wand, you are able to get the ship off the asteroid, and while it cannot fly under its own power, you are able to tow it easily back to Wildspace. Again, it takes some time. Who can say how much? But eventually,
I'm going to say 10 minutes.
You do re-enter Wildspace eventually, and it is the exact opposite of the way out here. The colorful infinity gives way to stars in space and spaceways as you all re-enter, and soon you find yourself flying back up to the Oasis. When you get there to the dock, you see standing there waiting for you, Habsel. And he's just like, oh, hello. Yes, you're gone a long time, but I don't think you know how long you were gone, because that's kind of the way it works in the Astral Sea. But I go, oh, what a beautiful vessel. How good luck to you, Agnar. Glad you were able to get this thing. Yay. I assume you want your money, yeah?
Yeah.
Two things. Myril, hello, Myril. I'm glad you came back alive, because if you'd got deaded, I would have been very sad. Unfortunately, Myril, I'm going to need you elsewhere, but I have a little surprise for your resident bugbear here. Sunny, that family that you know that you don't like so much, I'm going to send Myril over to, rob and hurt some of them, and I thought maybe you'd want to go, and I will pay you to do this, too. You go on the first mission for me, you make it a good coin. Also, you get revenge on your family, which are the Doomkoffs, yeah?
I mean, I don't want to, hurt them, but freak them out and take their stuff. Yeah, I'm totally on board. Keho, is that okay? Can I go?
Yeah. You see, he comes up on the deck and he's like, Sonny, you're your own person, and of course I can. He reaches around, just kind of fishes in his pocket, and he pulls out a red stone, and he says, you can activate the beacon and we can teleport you back whenever you want, but are you sure that revenge is what you want?
I don't think it's revenge. I think I just want them to know they can't get to me anymore,
He hands you the stone and he says, absolutely, give him hell. And he holds up the fist for you.
I'll fist bump him back. And I'll look over at Myril and I'm just gonna be like, I can't wait. I want to learn everything you know.
It would take far too long to teach you everything.
No time.
Far too long. Hamsel, I'm not
yeah.
killing people on this mission.
No, okay. I mean, if you don't want to do the killing, that's fine. You just do more of the sneaking then. That's cool. I mean, or you just do the punching. That's, it's whatever. I trust your judgment. You're very old.
Yeah, she says she doesn't want people to die, so we can. That's not a problem.
She says she doesn't want them to die, but then she doesn't see them in the eyes, and when they got the swords and they want to do the killing to you, and then sometimes you're more so a little flexible, but whatever. I don't care. I just want you to go and do the stealing. That's what I'm going to make the money off of.
Okay.
My dad and mom got a lot of really crazy stuff. I'm telling you, you'll make more money taking stuff from them than killing them because
sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah, because that's some riches.
Well, speaking of the daddy issues, ignore. Okay, so I got the lead on your brother. I know you got something with the ship too. So I tell you what, this is because ignore, you've been my friend for a long time, even when you was doing the aerialism, and that was okay. And then, of course, you've done the jobs for me too. So first, 2 things. Brings the coin, and you all see a plasmoid comes sliding along with a chest in it, just slides up to the ship that when you crank it open is full of gold coins. And when you see them there, Kaiho does lean down to you, Boxy, and just says, told you it paid well.
Yeah. Boxy reaches in, she's elbows deep in coin. Just, those stone things at the mining stores that you go to. You just want to dig your hands in there.
Oh, yeah.
Swirling it around and biting a few.
However, my friend Ignar here is going to need your help with one more mission, and I will pay you double to be his muscle. Ignar, they do a good job. That is a good muscle, yeah?
Oh, yes, they were incredible. I would be honored.
Yeah, I might have to send another freelancer along. So you guys wait. I got to go see if Cricket's ready to set sail. But that's okay. I promise you it's going to be good. You know what? I tell you what. You come, you secure the monies, you put this somewhere safe, and I come and we eat, right? You're back from the Astral Sea. You're hungry now in the tummy, yeah? Come, we party, yeah? So good.
Food, yeah, food.
Right when Hamner or Hepsel says that, Myra leans into Sunny and just, did you see Ignar doing any fighting? I didn't either. He's just checking. And he just looks at Ignar just.
I'm more of a managerial.
Yes. You just don't. You want to get dirty, that maybe he's just so good at the fighting, you just didn't see it. You think about that, yeah. And it is true that when Hapsel says you're back in Wildspace now, it is like all of your biological functions kick in simultaneously. Like you were starving and exhausted. It's just everything is kind of
Sunny suddenly is like, oh my God. And I look down at all of the goo that is just covering me and my clothes. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Hansel, is there dry cleaning on this rock?
Yes, there's dry cleaning and also the wet cleaning. Come.
Oh my God.
Poor
In my panic, I just want to grab Kaiho real quick and pull the pearl out of my little pocket and be like, hey, I think you might need this more than I do. And I'll give it to Kaiho.
You see, he just kind of looks up at you for a second and he just sort of nods, and you see he moves for a second like he's going to hug you, but then he doesn't, and he just nods again.
Yeah. I'm like, I totally get it. I get it. It's really gross. I'm sorry.
Right when you say it's gross, I'm sorry, he just goes, and then does it, goo all over him too. Yeah. He's like, yes, just don't take too long. I realize time doesn't pass in the Astral Sea, but it doesn't mean that I don't feel your absence.
I'll find you. And I've got the little red stone. I'll put that in my little watch pocket.
And Myril, he looks at you and he says, I know that she's quite formidable, but she's also young. Please watch over her. I would look upon it as a personal favor.
Done.
As you all disembark the ship heading further onto the oasis, Torvin, before you can go, you see Kaiho kind of pulls you to the side and he says, what? You've had that look. What?
I reach into my jacket and I pull out the silver utensil with the A on it, and I hand it to Kaio. The whispered one is coming, and I am out of spoons.
You see, he just looks at it and he goes, the whispered one's a myth. It's a story to scare children. Even if he was real, died millennia ago, struck down by the gods for hubris. Or you're telling me that's true?
He is real.
Well, then we better run very, very far, very, very fast. And that, dear friends, is a good place for us to stop.
You know us.
Yeah,
We always get a clean job done.
Of course. Yeah, it's all good. Boxy. He just like leans in real close to you and says, if something goes wrong, leave them. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's all gonna be good. Yeah, don't worry about it.